Central to life in London over the centuries, and indeed the very reason for its existence, lies in that great body of water known as the Thames. Over the years it supplied the population with food, oysters, fish, salmon, until the mid-1800s when, strangely enough, they disappeared around the same time as it was decided to treat the river as a ginormous toilet. Its currents have brought with it trade, exotic goods, treasures, spices, and with it employment. Employment that was concentrated on the docks, the largest of which is found in the Borough of Newham, the Royal Docks, which isn't just the greatest in the whole of the UK, but the largest enclosed docks in the entire world. As trade boomed, the demands being placed on the London riverside were enormous, and so boats could be laid up for what seemed like an eternity waiting to be unloaded. And of course this proved to be too much of a temptation for some members of the London community. Of the estimated 37,000 dockland employees, 11,000 of them were criminals. You had scuffle hunters. These were guys who would organise mass brawls on badly managed quays. In the madness that would follow, they would make their escape, stealing goods and hop from boat to boat across to the other side of the river and make their escape. Then you had mudlarks who would hang around the base of the ships, collecting anything that fell off, and then they'd run off with it. You also had monkey suckers. These were teenage boys who hadn't yet developed a taste for liquor, and they were employed to siphon off gallons of wine or brandy, whatever could be found. It was a great job for a youngster, unless they suffered what was common to many and allowed the fumes to overcome them and wake up in jail. There was even a case of 3 dockers leaving the site one evening, except when they were apprehended they were found to be only 2 men, and one was a pig's carcass dressed up in a shabby suit and a hat. So whilst you're doing the right thing and keeping the clientele of Battersea dogs and cats home to a minimum, whilst enjoying the philosophy of survival of the fittest, just relax and know that you're only the first in a long line of many who saw the Thames as an opportunity to think outside of the box. Some tell tales, others rhyme, but I sing songs from the howling sea.
Rolling in the morning, whispering at noon, sighing at the quiet night. For every proud ship that comes waving in and rides the promise out of sight. There's some that flow with currents and some that fight the tide, but the waves away through the years. It branches and it breaks until you carry to the open sea. See the action in the rigging, hear the bustle in the bow, feel the movement on the starboard side. For some it builds a sweat, others feel a strain, and for some it whets an appetite. There's some that flow with currents, and some that fight the tide, but the waves away through branches and it breaks until you carry to the open sea. Well, there's pomp and there's power, there's the hungry and the low, pallid hands with the feathers touch, and the day will send them home, flying high or lying low, whichever way they played the odds of love. There's some that flow with currents and some that fight the tide, but the waves away through the years. It branches and it breaks until you carry to the open seas. River runs swift and this river runs wide, snakes its way into your deepest drain. It branches and it breaks until you